Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map, and I have a unboxing to do. So I have received a parcel from Jace Anderson, and I have actually already put up few images of his tarot deck, which is called Crystal Bone Tarot, on my IG, so you can check it out if you haven't seen it yet. But right now I'm going to unbox this deck that he sent and show you all the cards. So if you don't want to see all the cards, just, you know, skip parts of it. And I would like you just to take a look at what he wrote about himself in the booklet, because you will get a ebook to the deck, and I actually read this ebook from front to back. It's so well written, you know, it's short paragraphs, but I love his approach to tarot, and I love what he wrote in the introduction. So who is Jace Anderson? Let's just check it out. So he writes about himself: I have been an autodidact oracle since I learned to communicate. To friends, family, and many strangers, I have provided guidance using my abilities as an empath to show them what they already know, but might not be aware of. It has always come so simply to me to present alternative perspectives for further insight on any matter. Throughout life, I have used my creative aptitude to release any of the burdenous emotions that have built up. I have done so with art and music unceasingly. You can experience many of my other works at Jace Anderson records.com, and I actually checked his albums on Spotify because I pay for Spotify, so I usually check my new music out there, and I love his music. So also, if you're interested in music, check Jace's albums on any music platforms, because they're really wonderful too. At the end of my life, if I have stood for anything, and this is something that I really love, I hope that I have been a beacon of encouragement for others to take that leap that they have been both hoping for and fearing. I want to live as an example that reminds anyone who might cross my path, including myself, including yourself, that this life and this body and this mind is yours. Experiment, explore, experience, express. In the end, we all die. Why play it safe when you could live an extraordinary life? We are in this together, and it is real as far as we can tell. Let us be what we were meant to be in this search for who we are. I love that. So I thought, like, oh my god, I resonate with this guy, you know. So he writes about what is obviously he said also, upon completion, I have come to the conclusion that designing this deck and book were for the simple purpose of encouraging mindfulness and reflection. I would be honored to shed more light on any facet of this work or your journey. You may contact me at any time. And I saw that he also offers free readings on his IG, so you can take a look. And this is something that I really loved as well. May you explore what is already there. And this is so fascinating. So then the book, I just show you, he spends some time, you know, like separating the major arcana and how he understands the minors and the majors. His deck is very elemental, so there's elements also explored, and what element is connected to which suit, and you go into, you know, pages. He also uses the Myers-Briggs personality characteristics for the court cards, which I love, so, you know, not gender based. And then for the reading the cards, you have how to read the cards, few spreads, and also I love what he wrote about the cards. There's a little bit on numerology as well. So for example, the Fool, he writes what element that is, if it's a positive kind of, if you want to do one card spread, you know, is it yes or no or maybe? And then he adds this kind of positive, negative, or neutral energy pattern to this. And I love that even challenging cards in tarot, he doesn't sugarcoat it, but he finds a positive approach. And I'm going to make sure to maybe show you a few of those cards when we go through them. So let's just open this baby. I haven't even opened it. Can you believe it? Oh, that's so cute. Thank you for reaching out to me. I'm beyond words to be part of your journey and to include you in mine. In this glimpse of life we get, you are a treasure and have added so much value to me, my life, tarot, my music and crystal bone. These creations live on with your help. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thanks, Jace, and I really love it. I know that if you want to purchase his deck, I got, you know, a review copy, but you can pick between, if you like gilded decks, you can also check, you know, and there's also some sage here, which is cute. And you can also pick, you know, the silver or gold gilding. So take a look at his website. So this is his website, Jace Anderson Records, and this is going to tell you everything about the deck and you know, about his music and all of this stuff. So now off to the cards. So the back of the deck is black. I hope it's not going to be too glary, I'll check, but... So this is very simple, very beautiful, kind of geometric, even feels a little bit like sigil, like backing, and it's black. So we can also, you know, blacken the edges, but as I said, you can pick between silver and gold edging on his website. I'm going to show you Major Arcana first. So let me just go through it and then we move to the majors. Maybe I put them like that. Okay, and we bring them closer. And even make it more like this. So we won't be seeing too many of bones, but I put here, you know, crystal bone. And okay, I hope you can see it well. So he reinterpreted the cards. So this is the Fool, and I love how the Fool is kind of a mirror. It can be a portal, and you have this like switches, so it's not so obvious. You have the element hidden here, and this deck is black and white, as you can see. And I loved, like, what drew me to this deck is that he reinterpreted the images but still kept true to the tradition, you know. So with the Fool, for example, in the book you can see a frame. And another point which I wanted to mention is that he actually gives and describes the artwork he uses in the deck, and we know in tarot community how important that is sometimes, you know, especially when the deck is withdrawn. So we know what the artist has, you know, based his approach on. So he writes, a frame is hang and is labeled with 2 zeros. So they might be 2 zeros, yes? Within the frame, a vast open land seems to stretch outward infinitely. Is this a mirror? Is this a canvas? Is this an opening of some place new? Looking closely as one takes the journey through the major arcana, can answer these questions, be adventurous and open-minded while stepping into the unknown. And throughout this entire transition, at this time, a blank slate and a fresh beginning are being offered. Have confidence and faith, take the leap. And then he gives like a little affirmation, inspiration. I am curious as I step into a place of wonderment and intrigue. So how cool is that? Very simple, but very on point. So Magician is quite like, you know, being struck by light. And we have all the 4 elements and the infinity sign, which, you know, kind of binds his hands. And this is like maybe a connotation for me, how when you a Fool and you step into this unknown, you know, you kind of go through the portal and you're being challenged in a way to create, to open up to this creative energy that comes through you. So this is the High Priestess. So we have the water element here. I love that it can be a she, it can be a he, you know, it's this kind of quite androgynous feel to the card. So I think a lot of people can, you know, find themselves in them. This is the Empress. And I spoke to Jace, and he said he just loved, he loved many decks, but he just wanted to have one which he can really relate to. And that's what he came up with. He's an illustrator as well, an artist in general. And he loves this, this black and white monochrome feel of the deck, and he wanted to illustrate his own deck. So let's read up this Hierophant. So the element is earth and ether, Taurus, neither yes or no, so it's kind of like neutral. A medicine doctor and spiritual healer, hovers in a state of practice. This figure is devoted to its social organization. They seek higher truths and trust the orthodox approach. In effect, they gain invaluable knowledge. Is that healing energy coming from the figure's hand? Are the robes being worn in preparation for a ritual? Now is a time to follow the previous decided standards. Be committed to your tribe. And the sentence says, I embrace traditions and those ways of doing things. And I love it. It's such a simple way of thinking of the Hierophant. The lovers. It's cute. And here we have animals. So again, anyone can find, it's just the feel and the energy of the cards. If you're a gay couple, if you're black, white, you kind of transgender, whatever you kind of consider yourself to be, love is universal for everybody, and you can definitely find yourself in this lover's card. So then there we have Chariot. And there's Strength, the Hermit, a Wheel of Fortune. So I'm kind of feeling drawn to this black and white. I'm waiting for El Goliath Tarot as well, and my Black Lily Tarot got stuck at customs, unfortunately. So, and here we're weighing the heart and the brain, or against the brain. Injustice, the Hangman. I love this. I don't know if it will pick up, but that kind of like a spring. Very cool. Death. Do you want to find out about this Death card? It's water element, ether, Scorpio, and the energy would be no. So the figure of an infant holds a deceased bird. They seem interested but unemotional. The curiosity of this being will lead it forward. Was the bird found this way, or was its demise intentional? Are the infant's eyes white with blindness or innocence? At this time, a transformation is taking place. Practice acceptance during this sudden and unexpected shift. And the sentence says, I welcome the idea of out with the old, in with the new. Beautiful. Temperance, this angelic being. Very beautiful. Devil, it's interesting as well. Let's just take a quick look. So that's Earth, Ether, Capricorn. Answer is no as well. The fallen figure indulges and adopts life-altering habits. They are accompanied by the lovers from the card 6. So we see this little couple here, not very happy anymore. What once were wings are now tottered and bare. Is this figure turned away in shame or in contemplative state? Do the defeated lovers choose to stay and play dead, or are they trapped in a trance? It is a good time to reflect on bad behavior and swap with revolution with fool and swap it with resolution. Seek help. And the sentence says, I am attached without becoming hooked. So that's nice. I am attached without becoming hooked. The Tower, so it shows both sides of the tower. We don't have falling people, but we have this big, fire happening from the inside out, and this huge sun either setting or rising. It will be up to a person to interpret. I have to say that the star is my least favorite card, probably, just because it feels so heavy. I get the, you know, the connection of things and the cycles and the flow and all of this beautiful symbolism of this. So if I read the star, it says, an impossibly shaped star shows there is no limit to reality. It is the little spark of hope that anything can happen. Is that the inner spirit expanding from within? Does one find themselves making wishes? Is that an optical illusion, or should one have faith in what they are experiencing? Now, at this time, a purpose is renewed. Open the heart space and share with others. I acknowledge the present, knowing there is light at the end of this journey. So, you know, the description is beautiful, but being maybe a female, I don't know, it's just very masculine, this star. The moon and the sun, so there's fire and water elements, they look beautiful together. And then we have the judgment. I love this judgment. It's very simple, but you can see how this figure is kind of like taken up, you know, like rebirthed, renewed. It's like going through some really big spiritual experience. And then the universe with all the, you know, Aquarius, Taurus, Leo and Scorpio signs. And it's just a geometric, beautiful circle. Eternity, forever turning. So these are majors. And then the minors, I'm going to show you. So the bones are the wands. And he writes here, creativity, willpower, action, and spiritual. So it's like the fire element. And so this is Ace of Wands, 2 of Bones, 3 of Bones. So we can see the connotations to Rider-Waite-Smith, but reinterpreted. And this is 4 of Bones. And if you're wondering, for example, so this is 4 tasks are firmly united in harmony. A sensation of community seems to rise right out of the ground. It's that the energy of connection forces between the ivory. Has this become a milestone of accomplishments? Does the thought of belonging somewhere come to one's mind? Now is a time of celebrating ceremonies. Find peace and offer it. And the sentence says, there are many reasons to be grateful, and I rejoice. So it's this kind of sense of, you know, being included into community maybe too. So this is 5 of Bones, 6 of Bones. The skull definitely rejoices. So this is like 6 of Fire, 7 of Bones, 8 of Bones. I love the balloons, you know, like 8 of Wands, the shift. I love this one, 9 of Bones. And now we come to 10 of Bones. So we have this camel carrying all this, you know, the bones from the on the desert. And then we come to the court cards, and we have the Page of Bones. And he writes about the page that this is Fire, Earth, and ISTP from the Myers-Briggs. And this is the amateur figure swings with a burning passion. It is possible that one may not know this figure, but will soon. Thus that fiery shape represents the image. In card 00, the Fool, can one find trust and assistance from this being? Is this the discovery of a natural ability? Now is a time of freedom and choosing one's own agenda. Try something new. I am experimenting and eager to learn. So I love how he describes the cards. So this is the Knight of Bones. I love her, Queen of Bones. I love that she's older. I love that she, you know, she went through stuff in her life. And then the King of Bones, very brave. So yeah, that's really cool. And then we go to Cups. So that's 2 of Cups, 3 of Cups, So very, you will recognize Rider-Waite-Smith. 4 of Cups, very cool. 5 of Cups. 6 of Cups. 7 of Cups. 8 of Cups. That's cool. Do we want... And 9 of Cups. It's like trophies. And 10 of Cups. Celebration. Fulfillment. That reminds me very much of the Tarot de Marseille depiction. And here are the beautiful court cards. So there's the Page of Cups. Creative, what should I paint? And some creative inspiration coming through. This is more like a poet already, you can imagine how he's probably a writer or an artist. And she seems like a tarot reader to me. Very cool. I would definitely have a cuppa with her and share my life stories. And here also this beautiful male, King of Cups, balanced emotions. He holds his emotions in balance. He's also there for you, like beautiful kind of strong sacred masculine coming through this one. And then we have swords. So Ace of Swords, and this is air. 2 of Swords. 3 of Swords. I love this 4 of Swords. With your power of the mind, you can keep, your thoughts at bay for a while, like just gain this sense of peace for a while, at least before before the battle. 5 of Swords. 6 of Swords is this journey, but also like, passing through the eclipse. 7 of Swords. Let's see the 7 of Swords, what he writes about 7 of Swords. So this is air and no. A figure chooses between blades inconspicuously. They may be attempting steal and lie. Sometimes the easy way is the wrong way. Is one relying on someone or something deceitful? What sort of secrets come to mind? Does the urge to escape discreetly emerge? This is a time of doing things solo and ignoring the advice of others. Be careful. I do the right thing the right way. Beautiful. And I like this solo thing. It kind of fits 7 of Swords. Never thought about this. So 8 of Swords. We have these keys everywhere, but we don't really see them. So we feel stuck. Love this 9 of Swords. This image of the brain being stopped with the swords. And 10 of Swords. Very Rider-Waite-Smith. But I also loved how he wrote about this. So there's a figure impaled through the back in total defeat. Here, unfortunately, an expiration has been exceeded. Enemies are likely much closer than previously thought. Has the figure acted as a martyr in this place? Is this what rock bottom feels like? What coping mechanism can one be using? This may be an unpleasant time of allowing change to happen. Forgive yourself first. And the sentence says, I am able to heal and release myself from the hurt of my past. Oh, so good, so good. Tell me it's not good. And then we have the Page of Swords. So very cute, excited. Knight of Swords, even more excited. Queen of Swords, she's definitely, in control and waiting for the truth. Like, she's definitely a no bullshit queen. And then we have King of Swords with this little butterfly. And then we have discs, so crystals. So that's Ace of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles. Use the pendulum. Very cool. Energetic cooperation, 2, 4 of Pentacles, 4 of Crystals, 5 of Crystals, so this is like 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Crystals, sharing your riches, 7 of Crystals, that they look like seeds, Eight of crystals. I love it. This completing of work, really working diligently. It takes time to complete a puzzle. Nine of crystals. It's like this crown of crystals. So everything, it's, you know, your efforts will be crowned. And 10 of crystals. Riches and material satisfaction. And then we have the practice in pages. And this is the Knight of Crystals. He's already, you know, has more knowledge and he's stable, keeps his promises. And then beautiful Queen of Crystals with high heels. I love her. She's cool. And the King of Crystals. So this is the deck. Let's just shuffle it. It feels very similar to... Oops. It feels very similar to maybe like the Tarot Ozarks or the story cards. So it has good paper. It's not very, you know, thin, not very thick, but it's not very thin, and it shuffles well in any... Let's just put this up a little bit. It shuffles well. Okay. So let's just do, and the tarot deck is the same size as the regular tarot, so 7 by 12 centimeters, just a regular size. So let's put the bones a little bit further and let's pull 3 cards and see how they look together. So here we have 3 of Swords. And a beautiful sentence. I just read the sentence. I use my strive and shift it. And shift it to strength. I use my strive and shift it to strength. So what are we shifting it towards? Oh, we're shifting towards 3 as well. So we got 2 3s as well. So we have this beautiful 3 of Swords, and we're shifting to using it in a more creative way. So when we feel a little bit defeated, we use it in a more creative way today. And the last card is maybe we will not succeed so well, but the sentence here says, after all, I stand with fortitude. So it says a figure has been thinking irrationally. This being stands in victory, but at all costs. Some rules may have been broken in this situation. Are those the past selves lying in days gone by? How honest have one been to get here? What does this victory say about the ego? A time of suffering from one's regrets. Accept the defeat. And after all, I stand with fortitude. So anything, you know, hateful that happens to us gives us fortitude and strength and gets us to find our inner kind of power. But ask yourself today, how honest are you with yourself? And what would you do to get here? You know, would you break the rules, or would you play unfairly? And if you do, maybe that will hurt you more than you think it would. So thanks for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful and interesting deck. And check out Jace's website. And if you like the deck, you know, purchase the deck to support him. It's not overpriced at all. And yeah, thanks Jace for this beautiful deck. And I'll speak to you soon. Oh, bye.